try. Alright, today, the rant of the fucking week is companies who just keep releasing these games out every single year of a major franchise, and until they just run this shit into the ground. Yes, I'm talking about motherfucking Ubisoft and motherfucking Assassin's Creed Unity.
You know, I don't think I've ever really liked Ubisoft as a company. They never really established themselves as a game maker or a game changer, not like Square. Ubisoft just kind of came in and said, here's our stuff, and people went, hey, that's pretty good. And they went straight to their head.
Well, I mean, they did Assassin's Creed 1, and Assassin's Creed 1 was fantastic. Then they did the little half-assed PlayStation portable version of it, which we was like, okay, whatever, we're not taking that seriously.
PSP.
Then they did Assassin's Creed 2, and Assassin's Creed 2 was okay. But, like, then they did Assassin's Creed 2, I think, like, Brotherhood, and I was like, okay. And then they did Assassin's Creed 2 Revelations, and I'm like, okay, this is getting a little silly. So you got Assassin's Creed, you got Assassin's Creed, we won't count the PSP ones, you got Assassin's Creed 1, Assassin's Creed 2, then they had the Brotherhood shit, I think, and then they also, if somebody in the chat wants to correct me, they also had Revelations. It's 4 Assassin's Creed games. Then they had Assassin's Creed 3. Then they had Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Now they got Assassin's Creed Unity. Now, before we get into the flaws of Unity, it's like, you think about it. That's like 7 games since 2009. That's like almost a game a year or something crazy like that, right?
Yeah, the problem with Assassin's Creed, personally, is that it's the same game with different characters, different, you know... Time eras, and just... you know, updates. Now we can do this. Kind of like with Halo. Halo 1 was this way. Halo 2, you could use 2 weapons. But at least
when they redid the whole Halo box right now, when they re-released that game, at least everything's updated, all the graphics.
Have you seen the trailer?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Holy shit, does that look good. Now Halo is not technically Bungie anymore. Now it's 343 Studios. But that's a good example in Halo in general of a game company that takes their time with this shit. Just, Ubisoft doesn't... You putting out a game a year on such a global scale like those games are...
And the thing is with Ubisoft, they were the guys who made Watch Dogs, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, somebody could tell us. I'm pretty sure Ubisoft made Watch Dogs. You know, I want to Google this shit right now.
But, I mean, it's just...
Yeah, I know I'm not going crazy.
Just
Ubisoft.
The stuff
Watch
that
Dogs.
Ubisoft does,
yeah.
they've never...
Yeah, it is. Those motherfuckers made... Ubisoft made Watch Dogs.
And just the amount of things that they come out with, you need to have more time between your games. That's why even though the Final Fantasies in quality, in, you know...
At least
pricing,
there's a gap.
But the thing is, even though Final Fantasy 13-3 Lightning Returns, even though technically it was a subpar game to Final Fantasy 7 and all its incarnations...
There was no frame issues, there was no
It
problems.
was still a fun game.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to tear its asshole apart going, oh, you only play as this, it's a departure from the game, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't have any problems with the game. I never threw the controller in frustration. I enjoyed it. It was fun. You know, there were things about all the Final Fantasies, even though they suck compared to what most people consider, it was still fun. I got bored playing Assassin's Creed 1 halfway through the game because it's the same damn thing. Climb the tower, kill the guy, beat the guy up.
But you could admit, though, I mean, well, okay, I understand some people may or may not like the game, but the amount of Assassin's Creed they fucking release is ridiculous. And what's killing me the most now is Ubisoft, Watch Dogs. They showed all these cool-ass traders running at this high frame per second and everything's stable. When the game comes out, doesn't even run on those frame rates. And even on the PC version, no one can even play the game. Same thing that happened in Assassin's Creed Unity. Now, you could always say PC is a whole nother monster. Trying to get everybody to work on different PC computer specs, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But when you have frame and slow them and drop and bugs and kind of glitchy shit like that in the console games, right, that shouldn't happen.
So and this is no Elder Scrolls either. It's not this big, massive game.
Yeah.
I mean, you are limited to where you can go. I mean, Skyrim, you're limited to, you know, the world as a whole.
But even with Skyrim 2, I'm glad they start chilling out on that shit because they try to do an MMO off of that and do all this other
Well, but my
shit.
point is that in Skyrim, the world as a whole, you could literally walk from here to here. You cannot do that in Assassin's Creed. You go from here, and that takes you to a point here, and you continue. So there's a lot more for Skyrim to do. So when you have all the weird bugs and glitches, that's because there's just so much. But if you're talking about a game like Assassin's Creed, I'm sorry, that's unexcusable. You rush the game, and you're gonna kill your audience.
Well,
I mean,
and it's really painfully kind of scary when you even look at, like, I'll pull up Metacritic right here. Metacritic, Assassin's Creed Unity. I'll pull it up right now. And you guys can take a look at this yourself, but let's go ahead and take a look for the Assassin's Creed. This is how crazy it is. So finally, the Metacritic score, I guess a lot of, like, PlayStation Lifestyle, IG in Italia, some of these other sites just basically just give it 100 for the sake of being 100. But I'm glad that after a couple days, things start to seem pretty balanced. So on the critic scales, 21 critics. These are professional people who do this for a living. 76% is people are happy with the game, and the user score is 4.3. But that's 648 ratings. So I guess as time goes on, they'll go ahead and keep looking at it. But that's for the PlayStation 4. The PlayStation, the PC is even worse. 535 with 2.0.
2.0.
And the PC, it just basically, even the company said you need a pretty hefty rig, and plus there's so many errors, and the average user rating is pretty terrible. I think some of these user reports are pretty fabricated, some of them that basically give the game a 10. And then even if you look at the Xbox One version of the Metacritic of it, and at least not like Metacritic, because it actually has a lot of like regular users. They have the user rating and they have the company rating.
Right.
73 and then 3.3 for the user score. I still think some of these higher end game places just basically just say it to be happy to the company, so that hopefully in the future they'll give them more favorable stuff or give them like leading and stuff like that. Just in general, like, companies really got to stop doing this shit, like releasing just shit. They just try to just get on this gravy train and start throwing the same game out.
It's like we were talking about before, quantity versus quality. You have too many quantity games. You need to back the fuck up and start over.
Look at Dragon Age. Dragon Age came out, they did all the DLC. Everybody loves the first Dragon Age. The second Dragon Age, everybody fucking hated because it felt like it was rushed out, which it was, right?
Right.
And then people gave BioWare so much shit, and BioWare's the guys who also do Mass Effect and stuff like that. BioWare waited like 3 years before. Now, next week, they're just now going to release Inquisition. It's like, yes! Yeah, you learned. You learned. Like, don't... You need to, because they realize that they produce another subpar game, it's going to kill the industry, kill the game, and stuff like that. But for Assassin's Creed, I think, dude, like, if they mess up again, it's over for Assassin's Creed. It's already been bad enough for the last set.
Personally, I think Assassin's Creed, I never understood why it was so popular. I never really got that.
That got me really mad. How are you going to release a game and you got frame drops on this new technology, and you got fucking the PC version not even loading up and working for half the people and shit, man.
I mean, it's not like we're in the early era of graphics on the PlayStation 1 where people were still trying to figure this shit out.
Hey,
it's figured out. People already know how this shit's done.
But here's another question. We actually have to convince people to stop buying this shit. But I think people are going to stop buying it when they keep seeing all these frame problems on a fucking console?
Yeah.
On a console?
That's way unexcusable.
And they probably knew what the issues were, but they released it anyway. If they're testing out their PlayStation in their offices, they could see the issues.
Yeah.
It's no polish. They just put it out there. I don't understand, dude.
I mean, didn't they just do last E3? They were talking about Black Flag. Like, weren't we talking about this last year?
Yeah, it's fucking stupid, man. They just they're milking Assassin's Creed. If you look at the Assassin's Creed, the series and everything like that, they should have did Assassin's Creed 1. They should have did Assassin's Creed 2. Maybe have another Assassin's Creed 2. Okay, part 2. Okay, that's cool. And Assassin's Creed 3. And then it's finally Assassin's Creed 4 in the game. And then you can go back and have different prequels, or you know, then you go back, because basically the main character, spoilers, Desmond dies, I do believe, in 3, and then after that they basically say, oh, the Templars have found a way to replicate the Animus. They don't need his actual body or whatever, so now we can explore all the different time periods without actually having the person. So basically, you took the main character out of the story because you needed Desmond because he was the descendant of the assassins. So it made sense you needed to put him in the Animus to look at his history.
And that way you get the actual human point of view.
Now they have it set up to the point where they can go any place in time and they can replicate. They don't need him anymore. They can look at any point in time of all the Templars and the assassins and in the previous history and just go through whatever time period they have. I think they did that just to make money, kinda. I don't know why you would do that.
Long story short, learn your fucking lesson and stop doing stupid stuff.
Wow, that's pretty much it for the Rant of the Week. I'm just disgusting these motherfuckers just putting out these subpar games. They need to stop doing this shit. Like, they really need to stop.
Yeah,
like,
I don't like it.
They need to stop. Like, they're killing franchises, and when franchises dies, you know, you got Jimbo the janitor who fucking, like, sweeps up at fucking Ubisoft or Assassin's Creed. Jimbo be sitting on those fucking company meetings. Everybody else is in, like, the programmer retire. He's, like, in his janitor, says Jimbo. And Jimbo's like, I just want to say, y'all scare me. You know this shit went down 9% of the stock market? 9%!
That's a lot.
And
Holy
they were
shit, that's a lot.
9%. This Jimbo the fucking janitor was sitting in the motherfucking room sitting like this, like, I don't know, boss, I'm just here to clean up this shit. What's going on? He's like, Jimbo, we're gonna have to let you go. Hold up. Now, I know I'm not no kind of fancy pro, but I play your games because I clean up here. I play ball when y'all leave. Even though I was playing this a new Assassin's Creed Unity, shit, what happened? I gotta feed my kids and shit. My daughter needs braces. And y'all telling me because y'all fucked up and y'all made a bad decision, I'm gonna have to lose my job and I'm the first one to cut? The hell with y'all. I know I should have worked with Nintendo. Then Jimbo works for Nintendo. And he starts cleaning up shit at Nintendo. Don't speak a word of Japanese, but he knows how to clean up a motherfucking office. And that kind of stuff like that. I don't know, man. I think it's pretty stupid. And, if anybody at Ubisoft or whatever, y'all need to stop doing this shit. Like, take a fucking 3-year break, like, literally, and develop some of your shit. Re-release some old games and put them in high definition, like, you know, Prince of Persia, games that have been fun before, and just make your little sales that way. But Ubisoft needs to fucking stop. He just needs... They just gotta stop. Like... Unity was terrible. I've never seen an Assassin's Creed like that. At least if they kept making multiple Assassin's Creeds, that's okay. At least if the game's polished and refined. But now they're just releasing shit. I think that's good enough for the Rant of the Week. We'll figure out something to rant about next week.
Didn't we say it was like $5 or 5 minutes?
5 minutes? I think we did about 5 minutes.
No, I think we did about 10 minutes.
Fuck that. Well, Ubisoft needed the whole motherfucking extra 5 minutes.
Need a whole 10 minutes.
What do I have to say? Fuck Ubisoft. I'm sorry. Fuck y'all.
I never liked Ubisoft.
Y'all need to stop it. I'm not saying the developers. The developers at Ubisoft I think are pretty good, but I think the problem is the money man. Fuck the money man at Ubisoft. He's probably sitting right here at home watching this on this shit like, why is he saying fuck you? Yeah, fuck you because you're fucking money hungry, grubby. You want money and you really shit.
Okay, all right.
I'm done. I'm ranting out.
You all right?
Yeah,
calm down.
Bullshit.
You okay?
They gotta stop making bad games. This is just.
They gotta stop making games.
They need to fucking take a break. A fucking break. Like stop. Like stamp. Not like stop. Like stop! Anyways, we'll see you guys next week.